All right, hi there, Wade Sellers here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the on long press gesture, okay? And this is going to be the last event I'll show you here if you went in order of the videos I've made. So we just did the tap gesture, so when you click or if you tap on the screen, you can create basically a button out of every view, and you can do it and then the on tap gesture event triggers off. The on long press is when you were to click and hold or tap your finger and hold for a certain amount of time, and after that certain amount of time is allotted and we'll set that amount of time, then the event will trigger and the code inside of it will trigger. So let's just step right into it. I have a brand new SwiftUI app here using Mac Playgrounds, so if you're following along, just use Mac Playgrounds or on your iPad, Swift Playgrounds, and create a brand new SwiftUI app. We're going to get rid of the starter code right from the start here. It's a pretty basic example, but there is a little nuance, so let me show you. First things first, usually we want to start out with a state variable when it comes to user input, so we can set it somewhere. So let's go ahead and do @state bar image change. Also notice it's inside the content view but outside of the body. This is going to be a Boolean, so state var image change equals, let's just set it to false for now. And let's get rid of everything inside the body. And right here, let's just use an image just to start out with. And let's use just one of the system ones, so system name. And then the system name, what we're going to do is we're going to use another tertiary operator. So we're going to say if the image change Boolean is true, then use the image arrow dot up. And if the image change Boolean is false, use the image arrow dot down. Easy as that. Cool. Let's make it bigger. So let's do dot font, and let's use dot system. And you'll notice we have like size, weight, design. We don't need all of those, right? You can see right here that you have size, weight, design, and you can choose what you want. Let's just use, I just want to use size. Yeah, perfect. And the size, let's set it to 100. That'll make our arrow bigger. Perfect. Now we have a large arrow facing down. Why down? Because the image change is currently false, and the image is set to whatever the image change value is, and when it's true, it's up, and when it's false, it's down. So it's false, so it's down. Okay? So we have it set up there. Now let's go ahead and use our long press. So on the image view, we're going to set up the long press, and we're just going to do dot on long, and you'll see long press gesture recognizer right there. Okay, and we're going to use this top one. It has a number of different properties that we can set. If I just toggle this down, really the only ones I care about is the minimum duration and perform. I don't care about the maximum distance. I don't care about this on pressing changed. You can read more about that, but we're just going to get the basics here. So the minimum amount of time they're going to press on it and then do something when that happens. So that's the perform. So let's use the minimum duration and perform. And the minimum duration is in seconds. So let's just keep it simple. Let's just do 3, and it's a double, so you want a decimal. So we're going to do 3 seconds. And then every time you see this void, right, this is our closure. We're just going to highlight it blue and hit enter and let it set the code up for us. Okay? Now, after they long press it for 3 seconds, all we have to do is change the image change to true. So we're just going to use the toggle function. So we're just going to use image change dot toggle. And that's really all there is to it. So we created an image, we made it bigger, and we set it so when it's true, the arrow should face up. When it's false, the arrow should face down. And we're going to change the value of image change based on the long press gesture. So once you press down on the image for 3 seconds, we will toggle or change false to true or true to false, the image change variable, and that will redraw because it's a state variable. Anytime this is changed because it's a state variable, any view that's currently using the value image change will be redrawn. And that's how this works. That's how this always works. I just keep repeating myself because I just want to get it in your head that that's what state variables are doing. That's why it's a state variable, okay? So I go over here to the arrow, and I'm just going to click and hold. 1, 2, 3, boom, up arrow, just like that. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, and it's down. And that's a long press gesture, and that's how you get it to fire off, and that's how you get to set its duration and have code run every time it's ran. So I just gave you a whole bunch of gestures. So from hovering to long presses, tap gestures, on change, I've showed you lifecycle events. So we have your on appear, your on disappear. This gives you so much ammunition now to set up your app and use all sorts of different texts or whatever views you'd like, shapes, whatever, set them as buttons essentially with tap gestures or long press gestures, or if there's a value that you'd like something on the screen to happen when it's changed, you can use on change gesture, on change events. And if something appears or disappears and you want something to happen in your screen, you can use the on appear or the on disappear events. So that's events and gestures in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this video series. My name is Wade Sellers, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.